Okay, so this tutorial is going to show you how to do a basic platformer game. This is going to be part one where I'll just show you just enough to kind of get you really started. So we got my new application created already, and I'm going to go into the frame here, and under examples that come with this, default examples, we'll go into games, and we'll go into Zeb. And in Zeb, there's this lovely little let's go back just to any one of the worlds. We got our Zeb character, and he's going to be the guy that we use for our platformer game. And let's just grab a couple things for him to stand on. So we'll grab just this little grassy ledge thing is fine. And we'll put that underneath him. So now if I run my frame, nothing happens at all, right? So I need to click on Zeb, click on movement, go from static down to platform. Now if I run, he's got some platform physics to him, but he fell right through that little platform. So I need to right click on the platform, or I'm sorry, just click on the platform, select it, and go over to your runtime options over here in properties, and go into obstacle type and set it to either obstacle or platform. We can just use platform for now. Now if I hit F7, still falls through it, but if I go into my event editor, Control E is a shortcut for that, by the way. Make a new condition on Zeb. Let's do collision, backdrop, and then when he collides with the backdrop, let's set his movement to stop. Now when I run the frame, he's on there, and I can use my arrow keys since I set him to platform movement, arrow left and right. We'll let him do that thing. Down makes him kind of duck a little bit, and shift lets him jump. Okay, now he's jumping. It's kind of weak, and he's got nowhere to jump to. So let's do Control M, bring us back to our frame editor, and I'm going to drag out a bunch of these. I'm just going to hold down Control and drag out a ton of little platforms for him to frolic about upon. Okay, and let's just put them all over the place. Sometimes we'll put them close to each other so he can run around. Maybe like so he can run down the steps, something like that. Let's put some over here. Okay, and now if I hit F7, I can, oh, fell through that one. Must have been a little gap there. Let's try that one more time. Why is he falling? And his jump, you can see his jump is so short right now, it's a little frustrating. Oh, these are, okay, did not duplicate the fact that these are platforms. So I'm just going to click and drag over all of them. Hold Control so I can deselect, Control click Zeb, or maybe it's not working. Just set Zeb to the side for a second. Click and drag over all these. Go to obstacle type, platform. Now let's bring Zeb back into the picture. Run it, and yes, he is okay on these. Now you see he's jumping and it's pretty weak, so I'm going to go back to Zeb's movements here, set his jump strength up to 80, and let's set the gravity down a little bit from 50 to 35. Now, having some fun jumping, he can actually reach some of these higher levels and do some fun things. Okay, and if he falls off the screen, he's gone. So let's do something about him having lives and losing lives. So I'm going to right click here in the frame, insert object, click on lives, and lives is under games here on the left. Click on lives, hit OK. Push the little plus sign up here, and now I need to control the fact that he loses a life when he falls off down the cliff. So I need to go back to my event editor, Control E, new condition, and it's going to be on Zeb. Let's do position, test position of Zeb, and we want to test for him leaving the bottom of the frame. And when he leaves the bottom of the frame, we'll go to the joystick here and go to number of lives, subtract from number of lives. Okay, and we got to enter a whole number 1, should be a positive integer. Hit OK. Hit F7, and now when he falls off, indeed a life went away. But he did not respawn, so we got to respawn him. So when he leaves the play area bottom, not only does he lose a life, but let's go up here, go to position, and make it so it selects position. And let's put his new position So it drops him down around where he was before. Hit OK. Now, when he falls, he respawns right there, and he's lost a life. Lost a life, respawns. Oops, that's weird. And lost a life, respawns. Now, on his final situation, when he's out of lives, he's just going to keep respawning. And so we need to make it so that when number of lives reaches 0, he will basically, you'll get a game over. So let's set that up really quick. Okay, so what I need to do is add a new condition, go to the joystick here, and go to when number of lives reaches 0. And then I need to go make a new frame. I'm going to just right click on my application here, go to new frame, and I'm going to name this game over. And I'm going to actually select my frame up here for game over, Control M to see the frame view, frame editor. And I'm going to right click, insert object, go to down here on the left, text, and let's just do string and hit OK. Click, and my text here is going to say game over. And you can make this, you can format the text, make everything look nice and fancy, add backgrounds, etc. But for demo's sake, I'm just going to kind of cruise along. So back to this frame, back to the event editor. When number of lives reaches 0, I'm going to go to right click here and have it jump to frame, game over frame. Okay, so let's test that out. Oops, and at this point, if you were hitting F7 to test the frame, you must hit F8 to test the whole game. So he falls and dies, whoop, falls and dies, falls and dies, game over. Perfect. Okay, so at this point, what we need to do is create an enemy that you can combat with and that shoots at you and you shoot at him. So let's go back to our frame editor and let's just scroll around in the Zeb game and let's have this, how about the machine gunner? He looks vicious, and let's set him over here, and we want it so that he, actually we don't even need him to really move. Let's just have him right here, and if I double click on him, he's only one frame. Let's have it so he goes that way. Oops, that didn't really work how I wanted it to do. Here, let's, oops, can I copy him? Let's see here, direction options. Okay, so I just went in here and I just flipped him around. And so he's on there, and he's just going to stay there. I'm not going to animate him or anything for right now. We can get to that in a later lesson. But right now, we can run our frame. He's standing there. He's kind of hovering a little bit up. So let me see if I can arrow key him down a little bit. And he looks like he's pretty much standing on the ground. One more nudge down there. Okay, good. So now I need it so that he's going to shoot at me. So let's add a bullet for the enemy. And let's use the extra life, actually. Why not? I'm just going to drag it out here and out into the empty spot. And let's drag out this enemy bullet. And well, actually, let's give Zeb the big bullet and the enemy bullet. The enemy bullet, little red one. Okay, so to make him fire at me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my event editor. I'm going to do a new condition. I'm going to right click on this guy, and I'm going to do actually, I'm sorry, I'm going to right click on the clock here, and I'm going to go to every, and let's do every 2 seconds. Yeah, every 2 seconds. This guy is going to launch an object, and he's going to launch the enemy bullet, and it's going to launch in the direction of relative to Zeb. Let's hit OK. So let's hit OK and hit OK. Run the frame. Every 2 seconds he's shooting at me, and let's see, you can see his bullets are going after where I'm at, right? Now his bullets are doing nothing. So what I need to do is do a new condition on the let's do on the bullet, right click on it, collision with another object, and when it collides with Zeb, Let's hit OK. First off, it's going to right-click on the bullet. We're going to destroy the bullet. So when we run that now, when he shoots me, the bullet doesn't just fly through me. Oh, he missed. He's bad at aiming. Okay, well now you see it hits me and it disappears. What we need to do is we need to make some life bars. Okay, and life bars are just counters. So I'm going to go back to my frame view, and I'm going to right-click and I'm going to insert an object. And that object is going to be, if we go to all objects and click down here, let's go to past it. There it is, counter. I'm going to hit OK. And let's put my life bar up here. Actually, I'm going to get rid of that platform there. And the life bar, right now it's a counter. It says 0, but we're going to set that to be a different type of counter. So what I need to do is right now here under just the regular settings here, it says type numbers. We're going to go type horizontal bar. And instead of being just a black bar, let's click on the fill type, set it to gradient, and let's have it go from green on the right to red on the left. Looks like a life bar to me. And let's just scale it so that it's not so thick, and I'm fine with that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that every time he hits me, that bar gets smaller. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set the value on here. Minimum value is going to be 0, maximum value is going to be 100, and the initial value is going to be 100. And then each time, if we go back to our event editor, each time the collision between the bullet and Zeb occurs, we'll right-click under that counter and go to subtract from counter, and let's do 10. Since that thing is worth 100, it'll take 10 shots to totally kill Zeb. So let's hit OK. Go ahead and run the frame, and he's shooting me. My life bar is going down. That seems to be working. Oops, I fell, I lost a life, which had no effect on my life bar. So we're going to have to fix that as well. But you get the idea. Now when the life bar runs out, it's not going to actually kill me. He's just going to be it's going to be Zeb with no life bar, but it doesn't really matter right now. So we have to program it so that when I run out of life bar, I take away a life and I die. It destroys me. And so let's get that sorted out really quick. Okay, so what I need to do is make a new condition, go to the counter, right-click, and do compare the counter to a value. And when that value is 0, so when counter equals 0, let's go to lives and do, first off, let's go to Zeb and go to destroy. So get rid of Zeb. And then when that also equals 0, let's go to number of lives. Okay, so when counter equals 0, we've destroyed Zeb, and we are also going to go to under the joystick here, right-click, go to number of lives, subtract from number of lives, just 1, okay, and then we also, so we destroyed Zeb, took away a life, and we also need to reset the counter. So let's just right-click under the counter, set counter back to 100, and let's go ahead and test that. Let's run the frame and put Zeb in a place where the bullets affect him. Okay. Oh, he's just like moonwalking or something. There he goes. It's getting all shot up, and let's see if he indeed disappears. Oh, one more shot here. Okay, so bar gets reset, life got taken away. One more thing we need to do is right-click under Zeb, do position, select position, and set that right to where he gets respawned. Okay, so at this point we've got a enemy that shoots you. We've got platforms we can jump on. We got our jumping setup. We got our life bar and our lives. So we got the good beginning makings of a platformer. We can't fight back yet, and we're going to cover some of that in part 2 as well as a couple other things. Thanks for watching.